Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the real Hatfield town here on Football Manager 2021. So last time out then was the big match against Cuffley in the league, which we soundly won 4-0. As a couple of people pointed out though during the match, not the most exciting match, which is a kind of a weird thing to say when you win 4-0, but we scored really early, and then there was a huge gap before the next goal. So we scored in the second, we scored in the second minute and the 29th minute, and then there was a huge gap to the 64th and then the 72nd. And then once it got to 4-0, we didn't really trouble them anymore. Obviously the stats really were in our favour still. I won't show you the highlights, but basically 22 shots, 8 on target. And it's this that bothers me. Like, we have a lot of shots, don't get me wrong, but a fraction of them, in this case just over a third, on target. Not good enough, in my opinion. Not good enough. So I'm going to have a look at that. One of the things I'm going to be looking at in this early part of the episode here is, excuse me, is player traits. Because it's something I've talked about a couple of times during the series and not actually got anywhere with. So I'm going to start looking at the players and seeing which traits we can start giving to which players. And the idea is to try and build a team, functional team, that complements the player's stats still, but at the same time, fills some gaps that we might be having in our playstyle. So, for example, having an out-and-out winger who actually gets down the line and then whips in crosses. I don't think we actually have that right now. We've got a lot of inside forwards and inverted wingers. It's very little in terms of actual out-and-out wingers. Even though we've got the Chowdhury twins, who are left and right-footed and play on the left and right respectively, we still don't really see them get to the byline enough and then cut the ball back. So I think that's one thing we're going to look at. Something else I'm going to show you guys today, and I mentioned this in the match, but I said I'd explain it in more detail in this episode, is the player stats themselves. So before the weekend stream, I went through the entire squad again and changed the stats. I had a little rule of thumb that I followed. I'll tell you what that is in a second. But basically, we still won 4-0 after the change. I think one of the reasons why the players weren't that great, if I choose an example here, Hudson Doncaster, see all the red arrows here? That's all the stats that I've changed. So you'll see some of them I didn't change. And I might as well use Hudson Doncaster as a datum here, because he is the player that I tend to base most of the other players' stats off of. So I'll show you what I've done with him here. So basically, any stat over the number of 5... where if I applied the new change to it would also be above the number 5. I don't know why I'm saying above the number 5. More than 5. Any stat more than 5, where after I applied the modifier to it would still be more than 5, I changed. So, for example, corners used to be 9, I lowered it to 7. Crossing used to be 12, I lowered it to 10. You see where this is going. I've taken 2 of all the technical and mental stats that were above the number 5. I've done it again, that were more than 5. So heading was 6. 6 minus 2 is 4, therefore I wasn't going to do it. Long shots as well, marking as well. I didn't want to take a player and completely nerf them into oblivion. I wanted them to still have stats. But I wanted to lower all of these by 2. And this is an experiment. I might lower them by 2 again. I doubt it, because I think this was actually what I was looking for still. But, you know, things like flair. I'm actually surprised that Hudson Doncaster only has a flair of 6, because some of the things he does in matches sometimes, it does make you wonder. I also didn't touch the physical stats at all. I left them as they are. Mainly because I didn't think it would be fair to reduce someone's acceleration or pace when, out of all of the stats in the game, these are the ones that are most likely to be realistic. So obviously a player is going to say they can score 30-yard pile drivers. They're going to give themselves a long shots of 19 or 20. But very rarely do you get people lying about this. They might say they're stronger, they might say they're faster, but considering most of the stats I got overall were from John, it's less subjective, this section here. So acceleration, agility, as you can see, he's not the fastest player we've got by a long stretch. He's got a good pace, but really bad acceleration. Good agility as well, which is helpful. So I left all the physical stats as they are. A couple of other players, I might have tweaked some of these stats a little bit more here and there. But overall, everything is pretty much, you know, their base stat minus 2. Something else that I changed was their current ability. So their potential ability, you'll see here, is still the same. But the current ability, I had another rule, which is if the number was greater than 70, I reduced it by 10. If it was less than 70, I reduced it by 5. So in this case, Hudson Doncaster's current ability was 79. I've now reduced it to 69. Likewise, for another good example in this camp was Reed, who, again, he had all his stats reduced by 2. His current ability was 43. I reduced it by 5 to 38. Now, that doesn't mean he's a bad player by any stretch. You can still see he's got very, very good potential ability. And it's my job now to get that out of him. He's still got a potential of 146 here. So he's not like, I'm not saying he's bad, he's going to get dropped or anything like that. Just a case of there's a lot of potential still to get out of these numbers, and it is my job now to go through and try and make that happen. To at least get him to 2-star, maybe 3. He's got a potential of 3/4. This 4th star is kind of a you'll be lucky kind of thing. But I'm going to try and get him up to 2-star at least, because then that puts him on a par with some of the other players in the team, like, for example, Akram Chowdhury, who's currently 1.5 star, but has a potential of 4.5 star, or 5, really. 4/5, let's say. And yeah, that's the goal. That's what we're going to try and do. So all the players who have low star ratings right now, if you're watching this, so Nash, for example, has a 1 star, a 2, 1.5, same with Moriarty, same with Thompson. Fear not. Your stats will improve again. Your current ability will start to go up to match that, and your star rating will also increase. One of the other things you've got to bear in mind, of course, is the star ratings don't actually mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I'm not going to drop a player because their star rating is too low. If anything, I'll give them more of a chance to try and get their star rating up again. And you look at players like Kirk, who's been outstanding at right back this season, only 1.5 star now. Newman, who's also been amazing in the cam role, 2 star. Argent, first choice left back, 2 star. And then you've got players like Hammond, 2.5. You've got the really good players like Evans, Studholme, Gonzalez Velasco, who's still 3 star. Sadler and Tussle, both 2.5 star. I will say that the overall average of the squad is still the same. So Extents is still the first choice goalkeeper. Murray's still the backup goalkeeper. I think there are 2 more goalkeepers that will be added in the not too distant future, but we'll see about that. So yeah, overall the actual squad dynamics haven't changed at all. But the overall team average compared to the league average is now a little bit closer. The 2 numbers are a little bit closer. And it should make the series a little bit more interesting. It will also mean I will have to try and get the best out of these players, because as we start getting promoted, obviously the quality of teams we face will increase, and then we're going to have to try and match them. There will come a point where we hit a ceiling, of course, and at that point we'll have to start looking at youth players that we're bringing through, that were generated by the game, and also maybe even bringing in some signings to complement the team we've already got. That's a challenge I'm very much looking forward to as well. As I also said during the stream on Saturday, changing these stats, the order in which you change them can affect their best role. So, for example, Baker's best role, I believe, used to be as a pressing forward or an advanced forward. Now it lists him as a target man. And I'm pretty sure that's because, even though all of his stats here have decreased by pretty much the same number, the physical stats haven't changed. So suddenly he's got really good strength compared to some of his other stats over here, which I think the game has now interpreted as he's leaning more towards a target man. He can still play pressing forward, he can still play poacher, he can still run in behind. He's not the fastest, again, only got a pace and acceleration of 10, but he is actually doing that job perfectly. He runs in behind, he holds off defenders, he scores goals. 29 goals in 18 appearances speaks volumes for that. He's also got that's just in the league. He's also got 4 goals in 2 appearances in the Cup, and he scored 16 goals in 12 appearances, or 12 starts in pre-season. So he's an absolute beast of a striker, even with the stats decrease. He's got a finishing of 11, which at this level is like gold dust. So I'm very, very happy with the way that this has worked out still, but it should overall create more of a balance in the squad. So there's no real standout players now. You have still got players like Gonzalez Velasco with 3 star, but then you've also got Rahman Lewis, who's only a 2 star, whereas in the past it used to be a 2 star compared to a 4.5, 5 star. So as the number trends towards 0, the differences become a lot smaller between players. So you decrease the stats all by the same amount, but the gap between them, like the average between them, starts to decrease as well. I'm trying to do basic maths here, and I'm not explaining it very well, which kind of explains why I don't really do maths anymore. But yeah, basically the squad is a lot more balanced now than it was a week ago, which is something I'm very happy with, because now I feel less guilty about rotating the squad. I also feel like I'm taking less of a risk by rotating the squad, and it gives me more of an incentive to bring in players like Koic and Reed and Newman, Freddie Newman, that is, Ruiz, swapping the goalkeepers around, all that kind of thing. So I just wanted to explain this in a bit more detail as to what exactly I've changed here, to try and make it make a little bit more sense. I did put out a question in last week's video about whether you guys think I should do this or not. And I'd already made the decision at that point. I was hoping people would say do it. I was kind of anticipating people to say don't do it. And if enough people said that, I wouldn't have done it, because I didn't think it would be worth going against the popular opinion. But I think overall it's the right thing to do. I don't want to keep winning games by 6-0 and 7-1, and even 4-0 now are getting a little bit tedious. I want there to be a challenge. I want the opposition to score goals. I want to have matches like the one a couple of weeks ago where we had to score a very late winner to beat Welwyn Garden City. We have actually got Welwyn Garden City in our next league match, which is going to be the first match of this episode. And then we've got Old Parliamentarians in the Aubrey Cup quarter-final. So it's another league and cup double this week. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it was a good change? Do you think it's a bad change? Personally, I'm really happy with it, but I'll be really interested in hearing what you guys think. It will take some time before we really start to get a gauge as to how good the squad is now, because as soon as you decrease all their stats, I think their morale does get affected by that as well, because the game just interprets it as they've had a really bad week in training and their stats have all dropped. Once it balances out again, you see here, Tuttle's actually got some stats still that are on the up. Because they're the ones that weren't changed. So I think he had a long shots of 4 or 5, and now it's gone up to 6. Same with finishing, same with corners. He is scoring goals, to be fair. So, actually, is he scoring goals? No, he isn't scoring goals. Who am I thinking of then? I don't know why his finishing would be going up if he's not scoring. Maybe he's just getting shots on target. That could be a thing, of course. You'll also notice the skin's different. I changed the skin just to show you guys the star ratings and things, and the stats. But yeah, I'm going to put a cut here now. We're going to go into our first match of the episode. Alrighty folks, we're back, we're ready. We've got Welwyn Garden City under 23s. I think this is the first time we've had a repeat match on camera. I believe so. Originally I was going to play Glen Sports twice, but I did that one off camera in the end instead. So yeah, I think this is the first time, and it's the rivalry as well. So reigniting the rivalry. We're still top of the league. I think I said we're 11 points clear right now, which is less than we were before. Actually, no, it can't be less than it was before because we keep winning. I think maybe there's been some games that have been played without us, so we got games in hand. Something like, I don't know. I really don't know. So yeah, I'm not going to change too much here. I'm going to do the opposition instructions. I'm not going to do this because I'm doing this in a second anyway. Increase support duties. Yeah, it says do it from 2 to 3. Well, I'll see about that. I'll see about that as well. But yeah, in terms of the lineup then, I'm going to go for the default lineup here. Now, Gonzalez Velasco, he actually had a gashed thigh. I feel kind of bad about this. Now, a gashed calf, sorry, not gashed thigh. And I feel bad because I made him play on until half-time. So apologies to Juan Pablo. Who am I going to bring in? I might bring Rahman Lewis in there, and then I'm going to swap him for Afsar. So Afsar is going to start the game. I'm going to start Hudson Doncaster, put Newman on the bench. I think everything else I'm relatively happy with here. So it's going to be Extents in goal, back 4 of Argent, Sadler, Evans, a 2. Midfield 2 of Hammond, Harding. Advanced midfield 3 of Studholme, Hudson Doncaster and Chowdhury, Afsar, Chowdhury. And then Baker up front. Bench is going to be Ruiz, Tuttle, Moriarty, Lee Newman, Akram Chowdhury, Rahman Lewis and Thompson. I think that's a good lineup for... Actually, is it a good lineup? No, I'm going to bring Gajar in. Excuse me. I'm going to bring Gajar in for Moriarty. That's a good lineup. And I don't think the match plan is on. I hope it isn't. It shouldn't be. Let's see. Whoops. It's not what I wanted to click at all. No, it's not. Good. So yeah, let's get stuck in then. So I've got it set to key highlights. We should have enough time to do both matches this episode. If not, might require some editing, but we'll see. It also very much depends on how many highlights we get, I suppose. I'm going to fly into the game, though. Should be able to see through the first half without having to do any changes whatsoever. I might occasionally just shout at them, just to, you know, keep their spirits up or whatever. Oh, we're 22 points clear. I don't know what I saw then. I saw something that was 11 higher than theirs. I don't know what that was. Anyway, Wilkin with the free kick there, headed on straight to the hands of Extents. So the last time we played Welling Garden City, we were 2-0 up, I believe, and then it was 2-2, and then Gajar came off the bench and scored his first goal in spectacular fashion to win us the game. This time around, that's a great ball to Baker. 4 minutes in, and he's scored his 34th goal of the season. Very, very nice indeed. That deserves a praise. The whole team, even though only 3 players were involved, Extend, Studholme and Baker. Look at this run. Just peels off the defender, leaves him for dead, ball over the top, tucks it into the bottom corner. Cool as you like. Awesome stuff. And now the time flies. Studholme, 6.5 minutes now on the clock, whips it into the back post. Header again, this time from Evans. That was a beautiful set piece. That was magnificent. Okay, maybe this... Mind you, did we score early against them last time out? I think we might have done. Look at this though. Studholme whips it in. Evans with the bullet header. Unmarked as well. Free header. Needs to slam that home. So satisfying when you see a team score a goal like that. A well-worked set piece. It's always good to see. Okay, now time's gone. So this could be game over already. I wouldn't go that far just yet. 5 shots, 3 on target. They've had none yet. And it's that 0 still that bugs me slightly. We are going to get to a point where I'm going to have to say this season, it's not happening. This season, we're not going to have teams that give us a proper challenge. And that's the game's limitations rather than me making the team too powerful. In a season or so's time, we will start to come up against teams that will beat us. And that will become more normal. And then, especially when we start entering cup games. Wow, that speed from Hudson Doncaster there. If we score from this... Baker with a touch, then with the shot. Oh, that was a great run from Hudson Doncaster. He put the afterburners on there. I think that defender had like a 10-yard head start on him as well. I mean, when you're scoring goals like that, that's when you just say, you know, that's a goal from quality. That's absolutely fine. If Welling Garden City had their actual under-23 squad here, we might be facing more of an uphill battle. Because all the other teams in the league have generated players, it is basically playing on easy mode for the first season or so, and it does bother me. It does bug me when that happens. But sometimes, again, you just got to hold your hands up and say, not this season, maybe not next season, but in a couple of years' time, a couple of seasons' time, we will have a team that will absolutely wipe the floor with us, and then we start worrying about what we're going to do next. Right, Studholme. Back to Argent. Back to Studholme. He crosses it in. Baker with the shot blocked. And then cleared for a throw. Now, look, again, the last time we played Welling Garden, first half was actually pretty simple, really, pretty straightforward. But just before half-time, they scored. And that's what changed the game. And then I believe just after half-time, they scored again. And then it was a bit touch and go as to who was going to score that crucial 5th goal. Luckily for us, it was us. But it could very easily have been them at some points as well. So it is now half-time. Analytically wise, yeah, they're pinning us back a lot more. Like, this is not normal for us. Normally the fullbacks would be on the halfway line at least. So this is starting to show now the changes that have been made to the squad. Likewise with them, they're not crossing the halfway line that much still, but they've got more than one player in our half now. And they are a lot higher up the pitch on average. So there are changes. In terms of player statistics, no real standouts. Aerial battle is still pretty weak. But you can't... Oh, that's not us. That's them. No real standouts. Aerial battle is still kind of weak. You know, Baker's only won 1 of his 4 headers. Studholme's only won 1 out of his 3. Chowdhury, not bad. 3 out of 4. pretty good. Harding 2 out of 4, and then everyone else is 100%, which I'm very impressed with actually. Shooting also not bad, 50% here, 60 there. What's 60 of 100 over 5? That's 3, isn't it? So 3 out of 5. It's not bad, more than half. And then a couple of hundreds here, including Evans, who scored the second goal, of course. And then the passing, I mean, Baker's passing leaves much to be desired, but the rest of them, all pretty good. Very happy with that. Now, I saw that 2 is carrying a slight knock. I think he had a tight groin, did it say? So I'm going to bring him off at half-time here. I'm going to bring Tuttle on. I'm going to move Evans out to right back. Then I'm going to go into the dressing room and... Delighted. Yep. He's complacent, but he's coming off anyway. So that's not a big deal. In terms of shouts, I'm going to praise them again. Always be positive when you can. It does help. There you go. They're all big, happy, smiling faces now, which is lovely to see. Hudson Doncaster there with a good interception. Ball back in. Tuttle with the clearance. Studholme chasing it down. He's going to get there. Just realised it's raining again. I would very much like to have a match where it's not raining at some point. That was a great ball from Studholme. Baker with the shot. That's a good save from their goalkeeper. Is that Robinson? Yeah, good save from Robinson. We have got the corner now, though. Studholme's going to whip it in again. Towards the back post again. Headed away this time from... I was about to say Sadler, but it wasn't. It was Tuttle. Get a replay of that Baker chance again then. This is a nice run. Look at that. First time ball. Left foot. Just whipped it into his path. He didn't even have to break stride to control that. That was absolutely perfect. How are we doing in terms of condition? Hudson Doncaster and Studholme both looking a little bit jaded. I actually think the next change is going to be to bring on Akram. I'm going to do that now. He's just come back from injury as well, Akram. So we'll bring him on. And see what he can do. Here he is on the free kick. Puts it in. Tuttle with the volley. Keeper saved it and then off the post. His brother was actually running onto that as well. That would have been a great goal had he scored. If either of them had scored, it would have been a good goal, to be fair. It was a really nice ball in from Akram. He's got another chance here. Harding fouled. Yep, straight away he runs over. He might even have a shot on goal from this range. He does have a shot on goal, but not enough on it. Not enough whip, not enough power. Bit easy for the keeper, that one. This first one, though, look at this. Tussle with the volley. Bit like Trezeguet for Villa the other day. 18 shots, 11 on target. So our shot conversion rate is a lot higher now, which I'm happy with. In terms of the final sub of the game, just see what happens with this guy. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to bring Hudson Doncaster off, and I'm going to bring Newman on. I was going to bring Gajar on, but I think I'm going to bring Newman on. Give him some minutes. He's coming back from an injury as well, so it's just about getting minutes under the belt at this point. Continue the recovery. That's a volley and a half. Oh, what a goal! Afsar Chowdhury, his third goal of the season. And I think that's probably the goal of the season so far. Gajar's was good, don't get me wrong, but to hit it on first time on the volley like that, that is technique right there. Harding with the ball over, nowhere near Akram, but look at this. As soon as he's running onto it, I'm thinking, go on, have a go. He's just leathered that. Oh, that was a great goal. That was a great goal. Love it. 4-0 then. Coming up towards the 85-minute mark. Newman is now on for Hudson Doncaster. Evans here with the throw. Throws it to Newman, who lost out to Hay. He's trying to win it back, though. I don't mind players losing possession if they then immediately try and win it back. And he did a lot there. He held them up and then forced them backwards. And I can't really ask for more than that, apart from winning the ball, obviously. Afsar here. Little bit of a head-to-head there with Chamberlain, but he does come out with the ball. That's a great pass from Harding. Baker with the volley. Yeah, that was for Baker's hat-trick. That was for Baker's hat-trick. He's always scoring braces, though. Newman whips it in. Nobody there. I think still it'd be nice if they actually whipped it in to where the people are. where the players are waiting rather than just putting it into a generic area. I know I've got all the set pieces set on mixed right now, but mixed should still mean, you know, put it where the players are, not put it wherever you want to put it and hope someone's there. It's not really how set pieces work, not in my opinion anyway. 87 minutes on the clock. Afsar there with a good header back inside to Baker, who looked first time for Akram, but not really on the same wavelength there. Good closing down there from Akram though. Could potentially force the keeper's mistake, although Tuttle's let that bounce. Symes running in behind. Symes goes for goal. What a goal that is. Danny Symes. Extents caught a little off his line there. Got a bit too optimistic. Came out and tried to save it, and I think he's got egg on his face there. Tuttle with the bounce. Never let it bounce there. Always clear your lines. And that is a really good finish from Symes. And that's why, you know, complacency. Should never get complacent on a football pitch. Focus. I don't even care if they're not happy with that shout. Focus. That was awful defending. Really not happy with that. That's full time. 5-1. And I know I said earlier in this episode that I want opposition teams to score more goals against us. But it would be nice still if we tried to defend them. I don't think we really did that there. Clean sheet gone. So that's disappointing. Overall team performance, Akram only got a 6.6 despite his set piece deliveries. Hammond got a 6.6 as well. Newman didn't even get a rating because he didn't come on early enough. Baker with a 9. He was our man of the match. Extents only a 6.7. In terms of average positions then, even Hammond here was forced over the halfway line. They sort of attacked. Their two central midfielders seem to be holding hands for most of the game. Not quite sure what that's all about. Player statistics I'm not going to bother with right now. Oh, excuse me, I nearly choked then. But yeah, I'm going to put another cut here, guys. We'll come back again in just a second for the second and final match of the episode, which is going to be the cup game against old Parliamentarians, I want to say, but I don't think I got that right. We'll find out in a second anyway. So here we go then, guys. Last match of the video. We're up against old Parliamentarians, I should say, in the Aubrey Cup quarter-final. It's an away game. And I think I'm going to ring the changes again somewhat. So first of all, we're going to go to attacking. By the way, yeah, that was us in positive mode last time, not even attacking. It's kind of frightening, really, when you think about that, isn't it? Also, the... I'm just looking at this, actually. The next match only. Change that to lower line of engagement. Also, I was looking at Tuttle just now, and it came up saying he's currently good enough for National League North-South teams, but he could potentially be a League One defender in the future. And that alone is making me think maybe I need to nerf the players a little bit more, because League One is quite a long way from us still. If he's got the potential to play in the... I mean, that'd be awesome if he did have the potential, but I think at that point we're stretching the realms of reality slightly. So maybe we won't do that, but I don't know. We'll see. First of all then, rotation. So Reed is finally coming in for, I believe, his first start. And he'll be coming in instead of Studholme. Now, I believe Reed can play as... Oh, not attack, support. Can play as a winger. So we'll play him as a conventional winger. I also want to play Rahman Lewis on the right-hand side. Now, I know the last time I did multiple rotations like this, it kind of backfired on us slightly. So I'm not going to do too many. But I wanted to bring Reed in especially because Reed is a player I've been asked about in the past. Where is Reed? So I want to give him more game time. Mainly for him. Also for his friends and family, of course. I think he deserves it. He came off the bench for his first appearance and actually played quite well. So, plus he got an assist, I think, in his second appearance. So I think he's got plenty of potential. We just need to unlock it now. I'm also going to start Hollis instead of Evans. I'm going to put Evans on the bench instead of, I'm going to say Tuttle, and I'm going to start Ruiz instead of Sadler, and Sadler's also going to sit on the bench. Nash instead of Argent, and then finally Koic instead, actually I say finally, Koic instead of a 2, and then I'm also going to bring in Gajar instead of Harding. And I think that's going to be my starting lineup. So, Extents in goal. Back 4 of Nash, Ruiz, Hollis, Koic. Midfield 2 of Hammond and Gajar. Advanced midfield of Reed, Newman and Rahman Lewis. And then Baker up top. Bench is Sadler, Evans, Harding, Hudson Doncaster, the Chowdhury twins and Thompson. Let's play ball. So we've still got lots of players lacking tactical familiarity. I'm sure that will still change as we continue. I'm sure that will change. Let's play. Looking for a good result here. Hopefully the rotation won't cost us too much. I don't think it will. We'll see. We got Reed with an early throw in here though. Throws it to Gajar. Back to Koic. He crosses it in. Baker's header. Ooh, off the crossbar and then just over the top. That's a pretty good start. That's a pretty good start. And Reed was involved, so I'm happy with that too. Very happy with that. In fact, Reed here on the corner whips it towards the back post, headed back across goal. There's the assist from Reed, the goal from Baker. I'm actually more pleased that Reed got the assist than Baker got the goal, to be honest. That was a really good corner to the back post. Look at this, whip and swerve. Lots of dip on it as well. Just needed to guide it towards the goal. And it found the top corner. Keeper perhaps should have done better there, but I'm not complaining. It's 1-0 to the Hats. 1-0 to the Stags. Not the Hats. I mean, we are still the Hats. We're the Hats and the Stags. Call us what you like, basically. Within limits, obviously. And 1-0. Reed now swinging it in again. Headed away nicely. Not sure why he's taking throw-ins on the right-hand side. That goal there from Nash. First of all, yeah, howitzer for sure. But that's one of the things I was talking about in not this week's stream just gone, but last week's stream. Was not taking shots on the edge of the box like that. Look at this. Ball comes to him from Hammond and he's just lashed that into the back of the net. Keeper out of position. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. That was absolutely incredible, that strike. And just like that, we're 2-0 up. Cross comes in here from Koic. Headed clear. Gajar will recycle. That's a nice move there. Still going. Gets brought down. No foul there, though. Clean tackle on the ball. Cleared upfield by Mann. Hollis heads it down to Rahman Lewis. Inside to Newman. To Gajar. Shooting opportunity opening up. Is he going to hit it? He is. Keeper saves. And then cleared again. And out for another throw. I think Gajar should have hit this early. I think he should have taken 1 touch there, 2 touch there, and then I think he should have shot. He took a few more touches, narrowed the angle. Was always hitting it towards the goalkeeper from that angle. And it was a pretty easy save. The keeper made a bit of a meal of it and needed the defender to come and bail him out. But it was a pretty easy stop, just to stop it going in. Perhaps should have held on to it, but it might have been a powerful strike. Plus it's really wet, of course. So wet balls are hard to hold on to. Rahman Lewis then with the pass to Newman. Now Gajar. Sprays it out to Reed. Good movement from Reed. Crosses it low to Newman. Blocked initially, but it comes back to Gajar. And he slots it in for 3-0. 3-0 after 18 minutes. I think the rotation's working. This was nice play from Reed. Smart play as well. Takes it into the box. Doesn't swing it in. Just pulls it back. That's all he has to do. He knows there's 3 waiting. Finds Newman. First shot blocked. Gajar was there. Keeper's already dived. Just slots it into the corner. Good play. I think that deserves a praise. Theobald with the kick forward. Great volley there from Rahman Lewis to find Gajar. Probably saying that name wrong actually. Is it Gajar or is it Gadja? I don't know. People's names are, I think, are the hardest things to pronounce, to be honest, because there's so many variations of different names. It's almost impossible. That's a disallowed goal. Rahman Lewis there, offside position. Not quite sure what he was doing there to begin with, actually. He's a long way forward. Great play again from Nash, though. Yeah, he's miles offside. What is he doing? No idea. Not a clue. We are dominating this game, though. Reed with another set piece whipped in. And that's a goal from Darcy Hollis. It says assist Billy Reed. I don't know if Newman actually got ahead on that or not. Probably not. Wouldn't have thought so if it's given the assist to Reed. Another good set piece, though. On top of the keeper this time. Newman causing problems. Yeah, the keeper's just knocked it down there. And Hollis has tapped it in. Reed's having a stormer. What's his rating? 8.5. Yeah, he's definitely one to keep an eye on, I think, throughout this. He's a dark horse for sure. We might have to bring him off at half-time, though, because his condition... He has jumped back up it there, but I think he's picked up an injury. I'll have a look at that in a second. Hollis, nice pass there to Coic. Bit of a hospital pass if the Parliamentarians player had been a bit more alert. Great run this from Gadger. Oh, he's given a penalty for that. I don't think that was a foul. I think the ref's been a bit harsh there. But Newman here with the chance to make it 5-0. 37th minute. Where's he putting it? Goes down the middle. Keeper dives out of the way. 5-0. Newman's 11th goal of the season. I think 3 of them have been penalties, maybe. A couple of headers. A couple of long ranges as well, which has been nice. Well taken penalty here. Keeper just moved out of the way. In fact, he actually dove over the ball. Okay, sure, whatever. Coming up towards half-time then, yeah, Reed has taken a knock. Tight hamstring, it says, which isn't a knock. That's a muscular injury. I think I am going to bring him off at half-time then, which is a real shame, because he's been running the show so far. But I don't want to risk him. Gadger running through, that's 6. We're supposed to be playing worse. How are we playing better? Every stat has been decreased by 2, and yet we're still taking teams apart. I don't actually know what league old Parliamentarians are in, though. They might be, like, a couple of leagues below us. But look at this. Baker just holding it up. Again, it says assist from Baker, but we all know that's not really true. He shot, and it was blocked. Came to Gadger, he was running in behind. And, yeah, good finish. Just hits it with power. Raw power. Keeper no chance. Good play. And that is half-time. 6-0 at half-time, guys. 6-0. Apart from just giving everyone base stats of 1, I don't know how I'm supposed to make them worse at this point. We are absolutely demolishing teams. This first season, it's always going to be like this, though. Rahman Lewis, interestingly, our worst player with a 6.8. And Gadger, the best player. I don't know why that's not Reed. 8.6. Oh, Gadger's also on an 8.6. Okay. So yeah, I am going to bring Reed off, which is really, really unfortunate because he's been playing out of his skin so far. I'm going to bring Thompson on. Give him a chance. Hopefully it's not a serious injury. It'll probably be like a 1 or 2 day job. But yeah, you just don't want to risk it. You really don't want to risk it in matches like this. Particularly when he's had such a good game. The last thing you want is for him to pick up a long-term injury. So we'll do the smart thing. We'll bring him off. He's definitely going to play more matches this season, though. If that's the kind of performance he can put in. 19 shots, 12 on target, and we've scored 6 of them. We have an expected goals of 3.5, and we've scored 6. Wow. What do I do at this point? Like, what can I possibly say to the players that's going to do anything? Have any kind of effect? They're just taking them apart all by themselves. They don't need me. I can afford to get a bit experimentational in this game, though. So we've already got Thompson at left midfield. I'm actually going to bring Afsar on to play up front instead of Baker. Rest Baker for the next league match. We'll see what happens here. So Coic with the cross towards the back post, headed away from Thompson. Gadger now on the ball. It's a nice pass through to Thompson, who was offside. That's a slide rule pass. That's impressive to see as well. Gadger's played really well this game too. I still think Reed deserves man of the match, but Gadger's had a good game. Really good game. Well taken goal as well. Well deserved goal too. Extents, that's a beautiful pass over to Thompson. And if Chowdhury gets onto this, which he does, that's also a beautiful pass. Chowdhury with the cross. Rahman Lewis with the touch, then shoots, blocked. Newman on the follow-up, goal. 12th of the season, 7-0. That's a really well-worked goal as well. Just the passing that this team have is incredible. Even in these conditions. Just whips it over to Thompson, who then puts that great ball over the top to Chowdhury. Look at the vision there to pick out the run of Rahman Lewis. Really unfortunate that his shot was blocked. But Newman alive to it. Knows where the keeper is. Knows where to put it to score. And does it. Really well taken goal. Their team are knackered as well compared to us. I'm not really sure why we're so much fitter. Doesn't really make sense, but hey-ho. Right, so we've got Nash and Newman both looking on the tired side of things right now. We've got 5 minutes to go. I think I'm just going to let this one play itself out, to be honest. Yeah, because there's a few players looking a bit jaded now, but there's a minute to go, basically, so there's no point. And oh, literally as I say that, Newman with a potential knee injury. I don't think I could have prevented that, though. I don't think. If it's like a ligament injury, I don't think bringing him off would have made any difference there. That is full time. Newman actually got man of the match as well, so I'm really hoping that's not a serious injury from him. In terms of overall performance here, then, they actually had quite a few players cross the halfway line, but we just were far too good for them. Far too good for them. Yeah, look at that. Everyone green, apart from Thompson. I don't know what's going on with Thompson. He was playing out of position, I suppose, if we played him up front. He was involved in the goal, though, for Newman. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this episode up here then, guys. I'm going to do the team talking stuff off camera and then play a couple more league matches. I don't actually know what next week's stream is going to, or what this week's stream is going to be yet. I think I have said it in the past, but then it kind of falls out of my head again. But I'll have a look and I'll let you guys know. Try and put the stream up 24 hours in advance so you guys have got time to clear your schedules to be able to come along and watch. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And of course, if you enjoyed the series so far, drop some comments down below. Give me some ideas and feedback, all that good stuff. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.